Welcome to another episode of Same Page. My name is Sarah, and I'm with my husband,
Lenard and Sarah.
Today we decided to take on a topic that we've been thinking about, talking about for a while.
Quite some time, yes.
But we didn't know really how to approach it. And this topic is fertility. Lennon and I have been having fertility issues, and we wanted to talk about it just to raise awareness, because it is actually something that's very common amongst couples, but it's never really talked about.
Mm-hmm.
And so we thought that we would bring it up, and it's probably not going to be the last time that we'll talk about it, but we kind of wanted to introduce it in a little bit different way than just talking about a journey. So we decided that we were just going to interview one another and ask very specific questions, and the other person's going to respond, and that's just how we're going to approach the topic today.
Good. So how about you start off with posing me the first question?
Okay, I wrote down my question, and answer as briefly or as elaborately as you please.
I shall.
Okay. First question: how has fertility impacted your outlook on pregnancy?
For me, when it came to hearing the first news of Sarah getting pregnant, and she got pregnant months after we got married, then you get very excited. You start thinking about the future, like what you're gonna name the child. Is it gonna be a boy or a girl? How are you gonna announce the news to your loved ones? But then you go from the emotions of going on that high, then to hear that that unfortunately Sarah has a miscarriage, then you just have that low where it's like obviously you just felt a loss.
Mm-hmm.
Then when it happens more than once, you start thinking less about the future and more about I guess the negative stuff.
Yeah.
The negative stuff,
sort
or
of your experience.
Experiences, yeah, all the negative experience, and then you become very cautious to not get too excited, and then you're almost taking it kind of day by day, in a sense that you're looking at, okay, well, let's get to the next appointment, let's get to the next ultrasound, hopefully that's a positive ultrasound, okay, let's get to the next trimester, let's see if we can get past the first trimester. So my outlook on pregnancy has changed quite a bit to that, I guess, that excited, optimistic, I guess, wishful thinking, to more of a realistic, try and literally take it kind of day by day, and not look too much forward.
Okay.
It's a little cynical. It's a little bleak, but it's the truth. Unfortunately, we've had up to 4 miscarriages. And every time you get that news, that when Sarah comes to me talking about I'm pregnant, then as much as I'm happy for us, there's something in the back of my mind that's telling me, like, well, don't get too excited, because you know what happened previously.
Okay.
Yeah.
So definitely very different outlooks.
Very different outlooks, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Same as for me.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right. So my question for Sarah is, did you ever imagine that this would be your pregnancy journey?
Absolutely not. And it's very interesting because I don't even think that I really thought of pregnancy or kids really like that, in a sense that, like, when we got married, I knew, or I thought, that this was naturally, having kids was naturally going to be the next steps, but without really thinking of, what we're going to name them and where school they're going to go to, and when we wanted to start trying. But no, I never even after the first miscarriage, everybody told me, or at least the doctors told me that it happens quite frequently.
It's very common.
Miscarriages are common. After the second miscarriage, I was starting to be a little bit less optimistic, but again, the doctors felt like up to 2 it's quite normal, and sometimes even 3. So when I really realized that although we were already taking the steps to for treatment for fertility, when I really realized that this was going to be a hard journey for us, is after the third one. Because I never thought, I heard of people having 4 or 5 miscarriages, going through IVF and things like that. But after 2, I thought that, that's never going to be us, you know? You never think it's going to happen to you until it does. And so no. And honestly, till now, I still can't believe that this is the journey that we're going through. Although I do have faith that the journey is going to end positively. I never thought that this was going to be how, appointments after appointments and needles and medication and claiming insurance and money and like money in the air towards our insurances and the pharmacies. I thought it was going to be a little bit more natural than that.
Yes.